This is Grimm Grinner on all channels.
Welcome to the waste.
Welcome to the wastes.
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 Welcome to the wastes.
Welcome to the waste.
Welcome to the wastes. Good afternoon, Wasteland. This is Grimm Grinner on all channels, broadcasting out of the network. Bit of a stormy day out in the wastes, so hopefully if you're catching this transmission, you're somewhere safe, especially if you're anywhere between the Rift and the Gat. I've received a few reports in the static that some of the rad storms there are particularly rough. Construction is almost complete on the new liquor box location, with just a few minor details being worked out, including some more secret passages. These will be in case of any emergencies, but with the new, more secure spot, they'll more than likely be used as fun spots for secret late-night escapades. Not that I would know anything about that, of course. In the reconstruction efforts, a small fermentation area was also set up, courtesy of the Capra Vineyard. With the small greenhouse for growing some donated crops, it's a step closer to helping the liquor box turn into an even better, even more self-sufficient version of what it was. I know I'm looking forward to trying whatever brew Labie and the crew make. Speaking of the Capra Vineyard, the newest batch of Capra Cabernet has been finally corked and is ready to be shipped out to locations around the wastes. Expect some couriers from the Phoenix Express to be arriving in the coming weeks, folks. I'm particularly excited for the extra shipment of Atomic Maple to come into the Burbalac order. I even made sure to grab a few extra cases to bring to the bunker, since it's kind of been lacking in the booze department. Other than that, CJ and I have had a hell of a time getting things sorted out at the bunker. Luckily, there wasn't too much junk left over from the former raiders, but we did take full stock of the various storerooms and found a fairly reasonable amount of supplies. Of course, we took most of it to bring around to some of the camps and settlements in the area, spread the love a little bit. We left enough to get us and a few others through for a long while if need be, and planted some of the seeds we traded for from some of the farmers that passed through. I was also able to patch into a private frequency inside the bunker, which seems to have connected the facility to some other bunkers and vaults out there. Sadly, no responses or anything yet, but holding out hope that there may be someone out at one of these other facilities, but making trips out there when I can to try and get through and see if I can find anyone. I mean, as the voice of the wastes, I do feel a sort of, obligation to try and make some contact with other survivors to continue building this network we formed. And over the past few weeks, that's been something I've been meaning to talk about, friends and wastelanders. This moniker I've been given over my time broadcasting out to you all. Now, I've leaned into this nickname since I started hearing it in smaller camps and getting messages addressed using it. I know for a fact that I'm not the only one out there broadcasting like this, which does make referring to myself as the voice of the wastes feel, like an ego move at times. Although, I will say that it does seem to really grind the gears of the corporations. I guess my main point when it comes to all of this is that I don't want anyone thinking I'm sort of some super awesome, creep-vanquishing superhero in charge of a wasteland revolution. I have skeletons in my vault. Not literally, although I guess we haven't really finished cleaning it out. What I'm trying to say is that while I try and do some good out there, I'm not any sort of hero, and I don't want to be touted as one. I'm just another survivor out there in the wasteland, trying to do what I can to get by. I just so happen to have the equipment to broadcast these stories I pick up along the way. And speaking of stories, we do have a really interesting one coming out of the southern swamplands. Reports have come in recently that the radiation in the waters there have started causing some interesting mutations. Not much concern for the people in that region, but the animal and plant life have been taking on some rather unique properties. Talk of reptilian monstrosities growing to unnatural sizes, and all sorts of strange new plant hybrids growing amidst the swamps have been commonplace enough that it's hard to deny that the stories are true. Which, if I'm being honest, is kind of terrifying. Luckily, we haven't seen anything in this region, even with the rift. The only dangers there are the usual radiation risks, but no major mutations happening as far as anyone has heard. Before I finish off this broadcast, I recently caught an update from a caravan that made it from around the eastern shores of the Static Lakes. Turns out the Order of the Cataclysm, the group of slavers we've heard reports of in recent months, have been getting closer and closer to crossing the river at the easternmost point of the lakes. No word on if they're actually setting up anywhere solid yet, but anyone traveling that way should be careful. Corporations admittedly kept the last few slaver groups from setting up any sort of encampments, but with the scraps between them, the Leafers, and the militia, any other faction can easily get a foothold, which can bring more problems than anyone wants right now. So hopefully this order decides to just pass through without incident. As for me, I'm heading off to the bunker to check on the transmissions before heading further west on a run for Balasar. Just goes to show, once a courier, always a courier deep down. This has been Grimm Grinner on all channels. See you in the wastes. Welcome to The Wastes is a Wasteland podcast brought to you by Edward Grimm Grinner Hutchinson. Feel free to follow me on all social media and make sure to subscribe so you can hear new episodes as they release. If you like what I do here and want to support the podcast by getting some cool merch, check out my Etsy store. For more information and all the links, check out linktree.com/welcome to the wastes. Thanks for listening.